like to get this, to make this happen. Relentless, ruthless on my journey to get to the top. And that's what I did. So many times I fought for free. I lost money. I've been in hotels that I was worried that by the time I leave for training, I'm gonna get robbed by the time I get back. Run down places. I had to leave my wife and my daughter in them places while I go and train and come back and tell them not to go anywhere. But it was all for a reason, for a cause, to get to the top. That's what built me. That's what gave me that adversity, that chip on that shoulder.
Just come on with it. Here you go.
So this guy doesn't know about. This guy doesn't know.
Well, it is fight week. Y'all know how George can get, though. He'll start telling you these stories and shit. He did it to Teofimo. You know, I was over in the crack house training with the Lions for 3 weeks while he was over here shining in the broad lights, silver spoon in his mouth. Like, bro, I mean, I like George, don't get me wrong, but sometimes he can OD with it a little bit. But listen, just to get it out the way, the fight's going to be here in the States. You know, for Americans, don't take it being in Australia too seriously. You know, people have been asking already in the comments, you know, what time is the fight going to start? It's going to be a regular time, the ESPN card, 9 p.m. Eastern. Over in Australia, the card is going to start at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern time. It's going to be taking place in Sydney, Melbourne, Australia, in the Marvel Stadium. It's expected to be about 45 to 50,000 or so there. In attendance, the undercard is all right, you know, depending on how you look at Australian boxing. The only two fights that really stick out to me are Jason Moloney versus Aston Palicte. The winners to go on the fight in a final eliminator to be the mandatory for the winner of Naoya Inoue versus Nonito Donaire 2, which is going to be taking place at 5:30 a.m. Eastern on June the 7th. That's next week on ESPN Plus because it's in Japan. But this right here was the face-off between George Kambosos' WBC franchise, WBA Super, IBF, WBO, and Ring Magazine lightweight 135-pound champion versus WBC champion. I know it's confusing. Devin Haney, 23 years old for Devin Haney, 28 years old for George Kambosos. This face-off, it was filmed right after their press conference that took place on Sunday night here in the States. It is now Wednesday, as you can see. So, no, not Sunday night. Excuse. Well, for us here in the States, it was Sunday night, but it was Monday morning for them guys. And then immediately after, they went over to the stadium to shoot this press conference. But overall, it's 19 minutes or so long. Basically, the gist of it was George Kambosos calling Devin Haney a rat. The reason why he calls him a rat is because he was feeding intel. In fact, let Devin Haney tell the story. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Thanks for watching. We're going to be here on Saturday night, live streaming during the main event and covering the post-fight press conference in my own T Street Controversy Fight View 360 WBC channel, powered by the Vive Network post-fight live show, where you guys can comment. We'll go over highlights, talk about the fight, what's next for both fighters, etc., etc., etc. So let me know down below in the description box. Also, my podcast, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally here. It's coming. I can't wait. I've never been this excited about doing something in boxing in like years, since I started Fight View 360. But take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Let's go back to the rat controversy here with Devin Haney being accused by George Kambosos.
About it.
You're gonna be here watching. He's gonna be ringside. He's gonna be ringside when I kick your ass.
He's mad at you when it's Spark Pacquiao.
Cheering me on.
Devin, George has made the claim that you were sending him information ahead of his fight against Teofimo Lopez to claim the 3 belts in Madison Square Garden. Is that correct?
Yeah, he said that he would fight me, that if he won the fight, he would fight me. So of course, you know, I was rooting for him. I wanted him to win. We had multiple conversations of us talking back and forth. I wished him good luck and everything. And he said that he would fight me when he won. And I said, well, good luck to you, and I'll see you after. And here we are. That is 100% facts.
Wait till I put it out. Wait till I put out the real facts. He made the first communication straight away about Lopez at the hookah lounge. He's drinking, he's partying. Look at this, check my IG story. Okay, this is a rat. That's okay.
You were celebrating.
He doesn't know what a rat is. He doesn't know.
I'm looking at one right now. I'm looking at him right now. I can see it, I can smell it.
Okay.
You were celebrating pretty hard when he beat Teofimo Lopez. you were celebrating pretty hard.
Yeah, because actually, genuinely, I was happy for him because, you know, we were talking back and forth, and I did want him to win the fight. I liked what he stood for. I liked that he was training hard, he was focused, and I did want him to win the fight. That is 100% facts. So yeah, I was celebrating, and he said that he would fight me after, and I had no doubt in my heart that he wouldn't fight me after. So yeah, that's
And here we are. And here we are.
100%. Here we are.
Now, for those who don't know, originally it was supposed to be George Kambosos versus Lomachenko, but then, you know, the Ukraine-Russian war happened, and Lomachenko hasn't been seen since. Hope him and his family are okay, but we haven't heard anything bad so far. And you can't blame George Kambosos, you know, for fighting Loma. In my opinion, Loma would have been the bigger, you know, and a harder fight than Devin Haney. I like Devin Haney. By the way, I'm predicting Devin Haney is going to win by unanimous decision. George Kambosos has a lot of heart. That heart, you know, can be denied. You know, look what he did to Teofimo. You know, he did exactly what he said he was going to do, despite the fact that we still have to bring up that Teofimo Lopez did have issues outside the ring. You know, it was his last fight at 135 pounds. He's now competing at 140. Devin Haney and George Kambosos have a 2-fight deal. The winner of this, whoever wins, whether it's, you know, George Kambosos, they're still going to fight again, also in Australia sometime in, you know, October, November, December. Right now, the major players in the 135-pound division, obviously, you know, he must be mentioned, Gervonta Tank Davis, who is, hold on, I'm pulling up my rankings here on Fight View 360. Who is the WBA world title or the underling belt champion at 135 pounds. The problem is because of network and promotional mumbo jumbo, you know, ESPN, the Bella Entertainment, Mayweather Promotions, PBC, Showtime, you know, Top Rank. It's just, you know, we're not going to see Gervonta Davis versus the winner of Kambosos Haney, both of the fights, no time soon, unfortunately. One plus is that Devin Haney is an ESPN fighter, and right now, as it stands, Kambosos is. And when it comes to making a fight between a DAZN fighter and a Showtime fighter, according to Steven Espinoza, the head of Showtime Sports, who runs pretty much everything Showtime Boxing, you know, DAZN has nothing to offer. That's why, you know, Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis aren't being explored. By the way, another 135-pounder of note, Ryan Garcia, is going to be fighting July the 16th against Javier Fortuna, somebody he was supposed to fight a year ago. But this right here is it. You know, it's a significant fight, a big step-up fight. Well, I can't really say step up. Looking at Devin Haney's career, let me tell you what's going on with him. 27-0 with 15 KOs. I've been hearing about this dude for years, you know, and I'm a believer. You know, yeah, he had some, you know, bumps in the road against Jorge Linares when he got his ass clocked. You know, Gamboa, he was supposed to stop him. That's where things really went wrong for him. You know, where he really didn't really break out into like superstardom because he was supposed to stop Gamboa. You know, and it looked like he could have if he would have just turned it up. You know, Linares is known for being stopped. Hell, Linares got stopped by Zaire Abduliev, somebody who Devin Haney stopped. You see what I'm saying? Devin Haney stopped him in 4, and this guy just one fight ago, I believe it was not even 4 months ago, stopped Jorge Linares. So Jorge Linares was supposed to be knockout food for Devin Haney, and he didn't get the job done. He was supposed to stop Gamboa, he was supposed to stop Jorge Linares, and then the Jojo Diaz fight, that was supposed to be like, okay, like, you know, establish yourself. And that's why he's had a momentum break over the last couple of years or so, but he is the top rank. I do admit when he first was looking for a main broadcaster and promoter, I wanted him to go top rank. I didn't want him to go Eddie Hearn. You know, Eddie Hearn can do some things for you, but also depending on what division you're in, Eddie Hearn can't do anything for you. That's why he got fucked over with the WBC and the WBC franchise. In my he was supposed to be Lomachenko's mandatory. In my personal opinion, Lomachenko should have never been a franchise champion. He won the WBC title and then was automatically elevated because his team, Top Rank, Eagles Clemus, they wanted him to avoid the Devin Haney mandatory. Well, now it looks like the winner of both of these fights between George Kambosos and Devin Haney are going to fight Lomachenko whenever he gets out of war. Lomachenko's likely going to be first in line. So once again, please take a time out, like the video, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at T Street Controversy. Where's my Twitter? Right here. At T Street Controversy. This is pretty much the only social media platform that right now I am fully active. But let me tell you something. Me and my colleague Big J, we're working on something. Like, I am really, really, really excited about like going into the podcast like world. You know, especially it's such a more mature audience, and I can really like get into the meat and nitty gritty of and you know of what I want to talk about. And also, YouTube is full of clickbait and just ill. This YouTube boxing just turns me off. Like, God, like, I don't know. You know, I just feel that being a podcaster would be a much more mature, you know, experience for me. Oh, that doesn't mean my YouTube content is going anywhere. It's just that I'll do more videos like this, where we can, you know, like pump out content, you know, quicker. But anyway, let's get back to this face-off with Haney and Kambosos. Take your time out. Once again, please like the video. Let me know what your thoughts are about the podcast and the fight down below in the description box. Thanks for watching.
Down places. I have to leave my wife and my daughter in them places while I go and train and come back and tell them not to go anywhere. But it was all for a reason, for a cause, to get to the top. That's what built me. That's what gave me that adversity, that chip on that shoulder.
Just come on with it. Here you go.
So this guy doesn't know about the adversity. This guy doesn't know about that character building moments. I've been there. I've been there. I know what it's like.
Cut to
when
the
I step inside them ropes on Sunday, he'll feel every bit of it because he hasn't been there. He's a sport brat. He's been given everything. He's been given a belt. And finally now, he's had to feel what it's like. He's had to feel what it's like to get to this side of the country and now do it without his father, do it when he's on enemy territory. So we are ready for war. I'm in his head. I've been in his head since the day this fight was signed. And I'm just looking forward to showing this kid a lesson on June 5th on Sunday.
You've said before that
nobody believes you.
this is an act, that George should be himself.
Yeah,
you don't believe this?
He's acting. Look at him.
I'm an actor.
You are.
I'm an actor.
I know you are.
Yeah,
I know you are. Tell the world. Tell the world about it.
I'd rather be an actor than a rat.
Okay.
The lowest of the low.
Why this fight now? You could have taken it.
I mean, you know, I understand, you know, in this sport, and George seems to get it. You got to be able to sell. You got to be able to talk some shit. And, you know, I really believe that George is doing this intentionally to try to get under Devin Haney's skin. Now, here in the States, you must understand calling somebody a rat, meaning that you're like a snitch in regards to you got somebody locked up for some shit. So, you know, I can see if he called him a weasel, but when I first heard George calling him a rat, I'm like, whoa, bro. You know, and Devin Haney's father knows, you know, what I'm talking about. Devin knows too, obviously. But where they come from, calling somebody a rat is some big time shit. But I like the fact that Devin Haney didn't let it rattling because he knows, you know, that George is using it out of context regarding and how Americans view, you know, being called, you know, a rat. So he just knows. And he said it, you know, like, what? What do you mean? You don't even know what a rat means, you know? So it depends on how you look at it. You know, and me personally, I don't see him being a rat regarding the fact of him feeding information to George Kambosos about Teofimo. Look, he was open, like, look, I want to fight you. You see what I'm saying? And I'm rooting for you. So I don't know. I don't get that part.
I could afford anybody. I could afford you if I wanted to. If you can make the weight.
That'd be a mismatch.
I could afford anybody. But you know what? I chose him. I picked him.
It wouldn't be here.
Because I want to get rid of this fake piece that he has. It's half a piece. You never won that belt in the ring. You never won in the ring. Never earned it. The guys you beat over the hill, small little guys. So I'm looking
clean up all that one time.
I'm looking forward to handling business on Sunday.
I'll clean up.
Legacy. That's what it's about. Fight the best, beat the best, and that's it.
Tell me about legacy. George mentions legacy. What does?
Like I said, I like George, man. Like, he's got some heart, and he can bang. You see, he came out and he imposed his will on Teofimo. Like, he is good. I'm not taking it away. I'm not at all. You know, but from what I've seen, Devin Haney is the overall better boxer. For example, I would have picked Devin Haney to beat Teofimo Lopez. I would have loved to see Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. You know, I would give the edge to Lomachenko, but I definitely wouldn't count Devin Haney out. Obviously, as you can see, I rate Lomachenko very highly, the best in the 135-pound division. I think that, you know, 2 out of 3 times he can beat everybody in the division. My personal opinion, yes, even Tank Davis. A fight that I feel was once being explored before the whole pandemic broke down the world. Bob Arum went on the record to talk about that him and Al Heyman were talking on the phone about what other fights they can possibly make. And this was when they were working on Wilder Fury 2 and 3. This is before the country shut down. And that, what did he say? Even Lomachenko had went as far to call out Gervonta Davis on ESPN. So it was a fight I feel that was possible as a crossover fight and definitely in the mix. But you know, it is what it is. As far as Ryan Garcia is concerned, I don't really concern myself with him too much. You know, he's on my shit list as far as I'm concerned. But I'm definitely looking forward to this fight. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be the final press conference. Here, let me open up the main event Facebook page. It's going to be the final press conference for the Kambosos versus Haney. And yeah, Kambosos is right about the email championship that Devin Haney never won it in a ring. You know, that is facts. And, you know, I like this fight, and I like the fact that George is taking it for whatever reasons, if he had to or not, is because it's going to clear up that WBC franchise and regular WBC bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So now, you know, because the WBC franchise is viewed as a fracture of the WBC championship. You know, it is not respected, and it's caused so much turmoil in the 135-pound division. So during Teofimo's reign, his little reign, you know, after he had beat Lomachenko, there was always that question mark around, well, damn, was he undisputed or not? Nah, because of the franchise. You see what I'm saying? In this case, there will be an undisputed champion. And technically, they'll have 5 belts, the franchise and the regular, you know, or whatever you want to call this WBC championship these days. So remember, 9 p.m. Eastern, Thursday. What is that? Oh, Lord, Monday messed me up. Tomorrow's going to be the 2nd. Monday holidays always mess me up. It was Memorial Day. So, yes, on the 2nd, we're going to be here for the final press conference at 9 p.m. Eastern, streaming it. Also, we're going to be streaming the weigh-in as well at 8 p.m. Eastern on Friday for us here in the States. It's going to be Saturday morning for you guys, you know, something like that. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. I am T Street Controversy with Fight View 360. Thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Please subscribe.